I can have you on screen now with me, as is quite an excellent thing. So hello, welcome to the show live at Lady LD50, one of the most magnificent things to ever happen to John Doe Band. So,
I'd say you're warming up my black goth heart.
well, that's a good thing. How are you this evening anyway? Looking splendid as ever, obviously.
It was a very, as you know me, unpredictable and late to most things, but for last minute, New Year's, isn't it?
We've got to
feel
make
like
some.
JDB was one of the best things of this year, so it would have been a shame to, especially that I was at home. So I thought,
Yes, and
yeah,
it definitely, it's certainly managed to avoid COVID at least. Even though you've
yes, I did. Managed
ended
to
up with,
test yesterday. All
yeah,
good.
you seem to suffer from chest infections quite a bit. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So, do you want to tell us what you feel about Jan Doban then?
um, it's like a little relationship. It's a part of my life now. It's just, it was just a bit of a project, a bit of a hobby, a bit of a because I've dabbled in little things, dabbled in another band, and dabbled in a bit of improv and a bit of theatre and stuff. But I feel like JDB's like become a way of life now a bit. So yeah, I feel like it's going up and onwards. Definitely up and onwards.
Yes, and
Still can't pick a favourite era or a favourite song or anything, which is brilliant. It's rare you find a band like that.
everything just seems to work for you. And wasn't the anniversary show something rather marvelous?
Oh, it's amazing. It really was. I feel like I'm only just slightly coming down from that. Yeah, it was incredible. I can't believe how well you pulled it off. It was
It
all
worked.
four sets that well,
It worked
yeah.
remarkably well. It was quite something. I wasn't entirely. Oh, I've got. I lost you on screen for a moment, but I've got you back now, thankfully. Yes, it was. And wasn't it marvelous when we had even Mike on stage as well? That was something very exciting. JDB as a four-piece.
Yeah, well, I'd seen you. I think I'd seen JDB twice with Mike, originally, but I'd never actually spoke to him. So it was kind of he just walked through the door and straight away it was like we were bandmates. So we were like,
Yeah,
oh, like first time meeting and stuff like that. It was really nice. And then getting on stage as well. I like. I think everybody welcomed him back. It was definitely incredible, and I gave him a bit of LD50 magic on the keyboard, on the synth as well, a bit,
def-
show him off a bit.
yes, definitely. I know it really was a special moment to have like absolutely so everyone involved with JDB on one sort of thing. Well, involved for the last well, the main members at least anyway. We're not absolutely everyone who's been in the band, as then we'd barely fit them in the room. But uh, so, what is it that you enjoy so much about being part of JDB?
I would have to say it's the community mostly. It's just seeing everybody dance and stuff, and I love Care as well. He's always
Yeah,
there, giving it his
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Uh,
Colin
uh,
Kerr Avon. Yeah,
yeah,
he's a big
Jamie
supporter.
as well, and yeah, loads of people. And I'm now getting used to the familiar faces, and
Yeah, your fan
like part of
base.
it is yeah, the part of it is the vanity, of course, the vanity and the theatrics and stuff like that, and having a reason to get all done up and a reason to sing some amazing songs and stuff. But I think mostly it's just that community. I feel really at home. Um,
And for the
I'd say there
first,
was only one gig that I was a bit which was my first gig that I did,
yeah, the one in
and
Nottingham.
I had the post gig blues that
Yeah,
which
that didn't happen at the
um
anniversary show then.
no I just went off with a couple of friends and that was it really. I had a nice relaxing evening after that. So
So,
yeah.
and for the
um
first time ever, we had you actually take on a bit of sort of lead vocal work with the Christmas present. How was that for you?
um I've probably rewinded that like a million times, and I think I could do a bit better, but I'm still impressed. I'm still, if I say so myself, I think I pulled it off.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's very different to Operation, though. Very different.
yeah. I'd love to have you involved in doing more sort of main vocals on tracks as well. If we can sort of get together and arrange things a bit more, because it can be a little bit tricky, us all meeting up, being in different towns, cities, and all that kind of thing. But if you're willing to take the step up to maybe being at the front, and maybe it'd be like me and Kelly on guitars and you playing, you doing the vocals for a track at some point. If you feel like doing that, that would be a fun thing to try, I think. So, can you think of a particular moment during the, other than perhaps the four on stage at once, that was particularly good about the anniversary show? And what was it like, sort of being both audience and performer in one night?
I remember saying to, because a couple of my friends were in the audience, I remember saying, this is just so weird. It's like I was never in Jan Doyle band. It really, actually, I don't know if the audience felt that as well, like they'd just been zapped back to, like, you really pulled off the original piece. And I really enjoyed it, but it was surreal. It was very, like, especially singing stuff like Drop Dead and Snake and stuff. I almost felt like this pull going, hang on a minute, I'm supposed to be on stage here. um, but yeah, it was very surreal, very, very surreal. It was like these years never happened.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect to do Fighters and start a war, so...
No, maybe I should have told you about that in advance, you know. Communication.
Well, you didn't tell me we were going to have Millie on stage either, did you?
No, I didn't even tell you about the encore, so, you know, that was a surprise to you as well. So, Monkey Fondue Simon would like to know what your favourite JDB song is.
Ooh. I think I've got to go from the anniversary set that I did. I really liked Like.
Like,
I really,
is a good track, isn't it?
I think it just worked. It just worked brilliantly. I don't know. It depends on mood with me.
Yeah, I mean, and isn't that the thing about JDB? You know, there's different styles for different feelings. I mean, that's what I like to think about JDB, is that the song's style will always be done appropriate to the mood of the lyrics or whatever, and sticking to one particular genre or whatever just isn't my cup of tea, because I've as I've said a few times lately, it's like if you go to a fairground, you don't just go on one ride all of that time. There's lots of different experiences to be had, and I've loved that you seem to really get behind that as well. And
Yeah.
in some ways, one of my least favourite shows this year that I did was the second one I did in London at the Bird's Nest, because it came after Goth City, and having you with us at Goth City was just so good, and then missing you so much in London, it just sort of, in a way, sort of crashing back down to earth, so to speak, and it just... I just kind of wasn't feeling it without you there anymore, because, you know, feeding, as I've said a few times, the way you seem to be able to react and feed off whatever I do on stage, there's that connection. You felt that as well.
I feel both, especially like reflections and stuff. We just seem to, it's almost like we've been practicing it in our spare time, and like, no, it's just...
didn't someone at Goth City think that we had practiced?
I think so, yeah. A lot of them said, "Oh, how did you practice during lockdown?" And we're like, "Well, we've never practiced. Even pre-lockdown, we never practiced." But I think I like both sides, because I like feeding off you, but I really liked how you put distance in now for an opening track, because I really can kind of do my own thing as an opening, and you get to do your own walking on, and it's... At first, that was quite nerve-wracking, but I quite like it, being a bit at the centre of the stage.
It's lovely. I mean, it's great for me to look back at videos and seeing you really going for it, expressing yourself in whatever way you feel is appropriate for the time. Yeah, and the thing is that is part of why I asked you along to join in Jandor Band, because I saw you at to Spellbound Goth Night in Sheffield that night, and you were busy sort of already proclaiming JDB to be the best band in the world ever, kind of thing, to everyone without
There was
prompting.
quite a bit of drinks that night,
Yeah,
but
I thought
but I
perhaps,
remember, yeah,
but
I remember coming up to you and being like, "Oh, like I need to promote your band. It's
yeah.
brilliant. Like I need to promote it. Let me know the next gig." And then you were just like, "How about you come on stage next
Yeah,
time?"
and the thing is, I also saw that you, unlike a lot of people, you'd got a lot of expression in your movement, which sort of, in some ways, echoes sort of my approach to movement on stage, and I thought that would really enhance things, and it absolutely has, you know.
I think it's very unique, not only just the music, but I don't think I know many female backing or females that even kind of express much. They kind of just like stand there in the background,
Yeah.
don't they? They don't. So I think that in itself is a free with a guitarist, Kelly and me, like kind of flouncing around expressively. It's very unique, just us two, and
So I
with the magic that
obviously
you created. Yeah.
obviously have to tell you both off for all this smiling nonsense. I've told you before about that. We don't do smiling around here. Honestly, it's me with my perfect po face expression and everything, you know. But you and Kelly giggling at each other all the time and chatting behind my back and all kinds of things. I don't know, disgraceful behaviour, unruly staff. That's a problem.
I think wasn't from the last gig, the anniversary one. It was Kelly doing the smiling, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
You both were. I know that certainly by the end with the Christmas wrapping, we were all having a good time, I think. So yeah, I know. Did you have a nice Christmas, by the way? You know, it's always nice to ask such things.
We had in the middle of Christmas dinner, our cooker decided to break, which then circuited all the electric.
That's not ideal.
So, so we didn't have a Christmas dinner. We had a few drinks, and then the day after, my TV broke.
So not so much a nice Christmas then. Oh well. So do we need to do a fundraiser gig to raise money for a new TV for Lady LD50?
I'd rather fundraise for a good cause, I'm sure. Well, it is a good cause, but I'm sure I'd rather money go to something that isn't so superficial as a TV. I've got a monitor, so it's all right.
Right.
I've got a monitor in the place.
A monitor should help anyway. You can watch a bit of TV via the interweb nets. Anyway, I should sort of get on and play a few things that I was supposed to be playing in tonight's show, but lovely to have you join me, and I'll do a rendition of Like in Your Honour shortly, but for now I'll just say I hope you have a happy new year, obviously, and I can't wait to have you join me on stage once again. As I say, you really, really help make it for me. As much as I present myself so much as the face of Jandor Band and everything, it's partly because I've got access to all the pictures of me and so forth. That and
Yeah.
sometimes like I feel I don't have permission to post images of you or whatever. But also, like it really does feel complete when you and Kelly are on stage with me. It's not just actually about me. I try not to be that because I really appreciate what you brought, that energy and so forth, and artistry and your movements and vocals and everything. So I really, really love you being there, and thank you so much for agreeing to join me and trusting in me as well. So, you know.
And trusting in me in my unpredictable ways as well. But yeah, it is magical when it works out. It's definitely magical, definitely. So
It
bring on
def-
2022.
yeah, I don't know when things will resume with all the things happening, but hopefully not too long. Anyway, Happy New Year to you when it does occur in about 45 minutes. So, in the meantime, though, bye for now, I guess. But and thank you for joining me tonight, rather impromptu and having a chat.
All right. Happy New Year. Keep it futuristic.
Definitely happy neo-futurist year or something.
Yes. All right.
All right,
Bye.
bye for now. There, that was.